Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how to make your song sound underwater. So I recently bought this new plugin called Waves Filter, and I'm pretty excited about it. Basically, the gist is, whatever you apply the filter to kind of sounds underwater, but the further you go, the more bass you get. So right now, I have a clip loaded into Ableton Live, and I'll let you give it a listen. And we're gonna apply the one knob filter to this clip and see what happens. In general, by the way, I've been pretty happy with One Knob as a plugin developer. Their One Knob Pumper, which I reviewed in a video about a disco feel to your song, was pretty impressive, and they're pretty cheap too on waves.com. Anyhow, here's One Knob Filter. This is at level 10, which is basically nothing applied. Then we're gonna go down. So there at 3.5, you can kind of just feel the bass of the song. And then if you go even farther, you can't hear anything at all. Anyhow, 3.5 sounds pretty cool as far as bass goes, but if you want to hear the rest of the song, I'd say a 6 sounds pretty good. Another cool thing about One Knob Filter is it has resonance. So resonance kind of changes the way the audio clip sounds because it adds frequencies. So check this out. I have resonance on high. See how it sounds different than it originally sounded? But then there's extreme. It adds more frequencies to make it interesting. It kind of numbs down the low notes and accentuates the high notes to make a completely new clip from what you originally loaded in. So there's One Knob Pumper, which if you set it at the right setting, you can also automate it to make it sound like you're coming underwater and then going back up again. Basically how you do that is you click this button right here in Ableton, and then you make sure it's on One Knob Filter and Filter. You can also set it to resonance if you'd like to automate resonance. But to get that underwater feel, we go to Filter, create some dots in your timeline. Unfortunately, you cannot see the One Knob plugin since it is a pop-up and my browser doesn't screen record pop-ups. However, you can give this a listen. I've just increased the filter slowly over time. So you see how it kind of accentuates the bass first and then slowly transitions. So that's One Knob Filter. However, if you would like to have a complete underwater feel, which is by the way something I included in my recent song Gravity, which hasn't been published yet, more on that later, you can basically reset this. I believe it was at 5.1. Yep. Reset the automation and then just click this button right here to turn off One Knob Filter. And then go up to the search bar and look up Auto Filter. It's an Ableton included effect. You can find it under Audio Effects. If you put a space in between the words, there we go. You can find it under EQ and Filters. Drag Auto Filter onto your clip, and you can see it shows up here. Now, when you play this, it's just gonna sound normal. But to automate it, to make it sound like you're coming up out of water, you need to go to this little drop-down bar, go to Auto Filter, and instead of clicking Device On, you're going to go to Frequency. So now you have this line here, select a dot here, and here. Start at a certain point. Sometimes it can be too low at 215, so I would go up to 476 maybe. You could just kind of have to mess around with it for a little bit. Now you can see it doesn't accentuate the bass, it just brings the whole thing up as it goes. So the One Knob Filter will bring out the bass in your song before it brings the rest of the instruments into play. Auto Filter will simply bring the whole thing up as it transitions. So there you have it. There's 2 ways to make your song sound like it's underwater. And if you'd like to buy the One Knob Filter, I just got it for 30 bucks on waves.com. Go ahead and check that out. And make sure to play around with the resonance because it can really change the way that your instrument sounds in the mix. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you guys next week.